Well, here in Canada, the weather is getting better. We're getting closer to golf season, which is great. But Mark, you're in Florida. You played some golf last week, and you're back on the stack system. How's it going so far?
Yeah, I played one round of golf since I got here. I played Ballin Isle Country Club, which, this is amazing, in 1971 hosted the PGA Championship, which was won by Jack Nicklaus. And at the time, Ballin Isle was called PGA National. 3 years later, they sold the property and opened up PGA National that we know it as today in 1974-75 across the road, which is the PGA National that we now know of and call PGA National. And the former PGA National became Ballin Isle. They just went through a renovation, couple golf courses, really good. Did not hit it well, scored really well, hit it like garbage, but managed to like putt really great and somehow put a good score together. But yeah, been on the stack system. The gym is gone. I've put a line through it. I'm not even trying anymore. I've given up entirely. The diet and the stack system are going pretty good. So I got two of the three. And Adam, I'm amazed at how quickly the stack system is working. Like, I'm shocked. And it's really like, I think it takes a long time to build speed, but I don't think it takes a long time to reactivate speed. So to get you back to a number that you once were at or were at recently, I don't think that takes as long as it takes to get to a new number that you've never seen before. Like what Matt Fitzpatrick did is very different, right? Like he wasn't trying to get back to a number that he was recently at, coming back from injury or coming back from being lazy or not working out or whatnot. No, he was trying to like get his body to move at a speed it has never moved at before. And I think that takes a much longer time to do on the stack system versus what I was doing, which was, oh my God, you're out of shape. You haven't done anything. You're moving slow. Everything on your body hurts. We got to get you back to where, you were, 6 months ago, for example, right? So when I did my baseline, there it is, like a baseline starting session, my stack speed was like 92. And my driver speed, which they call E-speed, which is your actual driver swing speed, was something like 103, 104. That's how slow I was moving. And then after a few sessions, my stack speed was up to 95. And this is about a week in. My stack speed was up to 95, and my E-speed was up to 108. And they give you a potential driving potential. So if you're hitting it with efficiency, with a decent spin rate, a decent launch angle, when I first did my baseline, my driver potential was 292. After a week, my driver potential was 302, with my swing speed up to 108 and my stack speed to 95. 2 weeks in now, I'm just over 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks in. My stack speed is 98, my swing speed is 112, and my driver potential is 312. I am back in 2.5 weeks. I am back to where I was when you and I when we played the back nine up at Coppenwood and finished second in that member guest up there, and we were just going at it as hard as we could on the back nine. You remember you and I playing long ball coming home? I'm back to where I was there in 2.5 weeks. So this is where I think the hard work starts. I've got another 2 weeks on the initial program, and I don't believe that I am going to see any gains. What I think I'm going to see is a condensing from my bad swings to my fast swings. I think the floor is going to come up and the floor is going to get closer to the ceiling, and I'm just going to overall be moving better and faster. But I don't think I'm going to gain anything off that 112. I really don't. I think it's going to now take maybe 2 more months, like literally June, July, if I were to even try to get this above 112. And I have before. Like, I got it to 115. We told the story on the air. I got it to 115 a couple of years ago, and I couldn't find the middle of the face. And I was swinging horribly, and my numbers went through like horrible because I'm hitting off the heel, the toe, spinning the golf ball too much. So I don't even know if I want to go faster than this, Adam. I think I want to maybe just get into a program that allows me to maintain these numbers as opposed to try to push my body any further. These are decisions that need to be made, sir.
And these are the important life decisions that we have to consider each and every day, right? And that's
you need to do
that's
this.
Interesting.
You need to do this because because you're in such amazing physical shape. Right? That like you lift. You're already a gym guy. You can lift. I think your body could take 3 miles an hour more, 4 miles an hour more, and do it easily because of the amount of muscle and stability you have in your frame and the size of your frame. With my frame at 145 pounds, it's hard to stay stable when you're adding speed. I think you, at your size, with your muscle mass and your lifting abilities, I would be so curious to see what you could get it to and add another 3-4 miles an hour. I think it'd be amazing to document.
You know, it's so interesting you mentioned that, Mark, because I mean, speed. I want that, obviously. You know, come on, selfishly. But B, like, I've been told, or I think anyway, and I've talked to a couple coaches this winter, being the nerd that I am, that a lot of my speed comes in the wrong spot. My speed comes from the top, or if I was patient at the top and then dropped the club, then I'd be way more consistent. But yesterday I was at Pace of Play, the golf simulator, and I felt a little slow. I was touching maybe 170 ball speed, but my clubhead speed was 115 maybe, and to me it felt slow. Like I just wasn't moving well. It is early March, and I am a 33-year-old man now with gray hair. But anyway, I'm curious. But so how does the stack system actually work? Like your next session, what are you doing?
So what it's doing right now in the phase 1 is it's giving you like an overall baseline program, and it's also collecting data. There's an AI to this, right? So it's trying to figure out this. This is why it's interesting what you just mentioned, because some days you wake up and you just feel sore, and some days your body does move slower than other days. That's just a fact, and it gets worse as you get older, where your good days and your bad days, the gap in that is further apart. But what the stack system does as you go through the phases and the programs is it learns through the drills it puts you through. Like, I'll give you an example. The one drill you do is it has you at the very beginning of your program make swings with just your lead arm and then your trail arm. And it'll see the difference in speed between trail and lead. And with me, it is absolutely dramatic. And I had this conversation on the air the other day. Most right-handed golfers at the PGA Tour level, most, are also right-handed people. And they feel their golf swing is a slamming of the door. They don't feel like their left arm pulls the club down. And when they go through the stack system, what they find is that their trail side is actually faster than their lead side because they're right-handed golfers playing right-handed. Where left-handed golfers are very much the opposite. Most left-handed golfers are right-handed people. Mark Zecchino, Mike Weir, Phil Mickelson. Okay? So left-handed golfers have a completely different sensation. So we pull the golf club down with our lead side as opposed to slam the door closed. So what a system like the stack system does, it identifies that your left side, our left side as a left-handed golfer, and with you it might be your left side as your lead side, is dramatically slower than your other side. You don't want that gap to be like 20 miles an hour. And it is for me. You want that gap to be like 8, 9, 10 miles an hour max. And for me, it's like a 20 mile per hour gap. So once I have finished my first program with Stack and I go to my next, so it's like a 4-week program when I'm done my first 4.5 weeks, and then go to my new program, it might suggest to me that I go and do a full trail end 4 weeks of speeding up my trail end so that it closes the gap. And you want to see speed. I mean, that's a place where you pick up like 2 miles an hour easy just by improving one side of your body that's less coordinated, that doesn't get active enough in the golf swing. So for you, it could be your lead side and it could also be your lower body, right? Could also be, hey, we got to get you to sit on this. So it's learning things. It's AI driven. There's a gazillion programs in there. Everybody starts in the same place. It's like they call it the foundation program. That's to get your body reactivated and working again. But after that first 4-week session, 4.5-week session, in theory, it's a little different for everybody because it's thinking along and doing its calculations and crunching its data. I know already what it's going to say to me. I use the ground exceptionally well. At 145 pounds to hit it over 300 yards, you need to use the ground. I have no leverage. There is no place I can pull it down from like you, right? I'm 5'7". I got no place to pull it down from. For me, it's going to be all trail side. I'm so weak on my left side. It's remarkable, really, how dominant my right side actually is. So I would love you to go through this program. We got to hook you up. You know what we need to do? We're going to do a 3-way interview with Sasha. Me, you, and Sasha. Let's go long form social media. We'll have to cut it up for TV and radio, but we'll go put the whole thing up on our YouTube channel. We'll go long form, and let's see if we can get you on this program at some point this summer.
This is what we call hosting and producing on the fly, live on the air. We're making decisions. I love this, Mark. I love this so much. I think this is a great idea. And, to your point about using the ground, I know we're going super heavy here, but I'm so interested in this.
We're
because
geeking
you use
out.
the
We're
ground
geeking
so
out.
well. You mentioned you're 5'7", 145 pounds. I'm 6'4", 225. I don't use the ground very well. So what I'm saying is if you morphed our two swings together, maybe
Longest
we'd
in the
win
world.
10 straight member guest tournaments, or maybe we'd win 10 straight club championships. I don't know.
We're hitting it past Bryson. That's all I know.
Yes. No, I love this, Mark. I really do. I think this is something that we should speak shortly when we're off the air. We'll have a little conversation and set things up. That is awesome.